Okay, let's try and fix the shit show that was last episode where I didn't choose a good livecon game, and let's hope that this livecon game is a very good game in comparison. Although if it follows the trend of this channel and my life story, it's not going to be a very positive outcome. In the last episode, we took on Birmingham City at home and lost by a goal to nil in a game involving two sides who were battling relegation, and unfortunately the defeat did push us further towards the bottom three. But the results in between, I mean, there's only been two results in between, it's sort of given us a bit of a platform to build upon again. Now in the game following that Birmingham City defeat, we did take on Brentford away from home, and Alex Samuel once again continued his hot scoring streak as he scored this long range strike from 25 yards to give us a lead. But then I think we conceded a minute after that from a free kick, which I think was a bit disappointing considering I'm telling the team to do that in training. But then we scored a minute after that from a free kick as Curtis Thompson scored his first goal for the club. But then we ultimately lost the game 4-2 as we conceded 3 in the second half, which is a little bit disappointing. But then Alex Samuel once again scored the winner as we beat Nottingham Forest by a goal to nil at home and give us a good 3 points, which pushes us further away from the relegation zone. I mean, this Alex Samuel kid is really good, isn't he?
What?
And by the way,
me? Me?
Yeah.
Now, after the Brentford game, I did manage to get a few signings over the line, and they are both free transfers. And first of all, we have Cole De Silva, who joins us as backup for Joe Jacobson, who's currently getting tired a lot because he's playing a lot of games. I did think it was his brother Jay De Silva, and I've signed the wrong player.
Psych! That's the wrong
defender.
And the second signing I've made is more for the future, and because David Stockdale and us aren't really agreeing terms at the moment on a new contract, it means that I've gone out and signed a new goalkeeper in Kamil Mijek, who last played for Leeds United a couple of years ago, and he's an alright keeper. He's not going to be first choice for us, probably not even second choice, maybe third choice at best. You can clearly see the quality of signings I'm making when you have zero money in the bank. Now, it was reported to me that after the Birmingham City game, Adebayo Akinfenwa has now gone 11 games without scoring a goal. I mean, we will never forget those 2 goals against Nottingham Forest, mainly because those are the only 2 goals he's actually scored under me. It's kind of hard to forget those 2, isn't it? I've also hired a former music artist in Andy Cole, and he joins us on a 2-year deal to become our new striker coach. I mean, apparently he played football back in the day, but I do remember him for his music career.
Who's that Andy Cole?
And looking at his coaching stats, I mean, they're not very good, are they? And I'm not sure why I've hired a striker coach, considering my strikers are doing very well at the moment. Well, he says after he's just said that Adebayo Akinfenwa has gone 11 games without scoring. Cole De Silva is also very unhappy with me after 2 weeks because I said that I was going to strengthen the defence after I signed him, and I failed to do so because he doesn't realise that we have less money than I have Tinder replies. And he's already handed in a transfer request, so that's a great signing by me again. And if one unhappy signing wasn't enough, the other new signing I made, Kamil Mijek, also was unhappy because I didn't bring in another player to help him settle at the club. And after having a great conversation with him, he also wanted to be on the transfer list. So, let me get this right. So I've signed 2 players in January, and both of them have requested to be on the transfer list within a week of joining. I mean, that must be a record even for me. In order to alleviate the pressure on the wage budget at the moment, I decided to get rid of Jack Grimmer, one of my highest earners, to Shrewsbury for 110 grand. Wasn't even on the transfer list when we started transfer deadline day, so that went well. But as I did mention in the episode before this one, we are going to take on Brighton and Hove Albion in the FA Cup at home after we made it to the 5th round. And it's a big game. It's a big game, like, you know, for Brighton, like clearly coming to a ground like us, facing a manager like me. I mean, I'd be shocked if they beat us. During my pre-match press conference as well, one of the journalists asked me, how does it feel to play a team of the size of Brighton in the FA Cup? And I thought to myself, I mean, Brighton aren't even the biggest team in the South Coast. I think I'd put them 4th. And we're not even the biggest team in Buckinghamshire. I mean, I can't think of any other teams in Buckinghamshire, but we're definitely not the biggest. So if anything, we're just on similar levels, really. One of our former favourites also said that in order for us to win, we're going to have to respect Bernardo, their left back. We're going to have to respect the left back if we're going to have a chance of winning. Darren Curry, more like Darren is a bad Curry. Kill me, please, kill. But now we move into our game against Brighton at home in the FA Cup, and this is the first team this season that we have played who are in a higher division than us, so therefore I've stuck to the formation that I feel like we're best with. Ryan Alsop takes his place back into goal and replacing David Stockdale, who played in the last episode. Ryan Tafazoli makes his place at left back as Joe Jacobson is currently suffering the effects of fatigue. Dominic Gape and Curtis Thompson will partner each other in the centre midfield, while Daniel Lalundalu will replace Daryl Horgan on the left-hand side of the front three, and Alex Samuel, who is in the greatest form of his life at the moment, is up front for us. To think I was slagging off this team at the start of the series, and look where we are now. I may well be the only person who's excited about a home tie against Brighton. I think one of the things I respect about Brighton is that they're playing a very strong team against me. You know, I didn't want to play a reserve team, beat them 4-0, and then people were in the comments saying, Proudy, you know, you only got lucky because they're playing a shit side. So at least they played their strongest team, which means that I'm most likely going to lose now. And I tried to fire up the boys in the pre-match team talk. I've said, you know, you've done really well so far to get to this stage. We have a chance of getting into the FA Cup quarterfinals. We've got the easiest tie we could have ever have got. All they need to do is just take their chances and not concede any stupid goals. And we might have a chance. It really was unsurprising that Brighton got the first chance of the game as Bernardo managed to escape down the left-hand side and put a good ball into the box with Danny Welbeck to head at the keeper. Now I understand why Darren Curry said that Bernardo was the danger man. Clearly it shows the lack of knowledge I have about football. And a couple of minutes later, Alexis McAllister managed to skip past Jason McCarthy and fire a shot at Ryan Allsop, who did well to get it away. And it was an eventful first half, as those were the only two highlights in the first 45 minutes. While us, on the other hand, have barely mustered a shot on goal yet. At half time, I decided to push Wheeler into a more advanced role up the pitch, as I was playing him more as a right winger, but decided to make him a right attacking midfielder. But Brighton still kept getting more and more chances, and 4 minutes into the second half, Tariq Lamptey got down the right hand side, put a good ball into the box, which was headed out to the edge of the box, where Adam Lallana fired a volley wide. I mean, I feel like Brighton are getting a lot of chances here, but then some good link-up play between Nalondalou and Gape allowed Alex Samuel to be played through on goal, but he fired his shot straight at the keeper. I mean, I would have put my house on him scoring that. But then Brighton got another highlight into the second half, and the throw-in was headed on into Ryan Allsop's arms. And I thought to myself, like, we have a chance here of winning the game because Alex Samuel has just missed a chance. And wait, how the fuck has that gone in? Are you joking me? Out of all the chances Brighton have had, they've got that sort of goal. This game is really taking the piss, isn't it? Like, I cannot believe that is the goal that we've conceded.
How?
In response to that calamitous own goal, I decided to freshen up the wings and I brought on Nick Freeman and Daryl Horgan on for Dan Nalondalou and David Wheeler. And it almost works as Dominic Gape got the ball on the edge of the box and played in Nick Freeman, but he fired it straight at the keeper. I mean, that's now 2 gilt-edged chances that we've had in this game, and we've just fired it straight at the goalkeeper every time. And Brighton knew they weren't there yet, and Pascal Gross's corner found Alexis McAllister, but he fired it over the bar from 8 yards out. And with the time ticking down and still us not getting any chances, I decided to take off our defensive midfielder Adeniran and bring on striker Uche Ekpiazu as we went 2 up front. But we were still getting troubled by Brighton's corners, and Ben White hit the bar with this great header from Pascal Gross's corner. And then the German had another chance as he had a shot on the edge of the box, which was well saved by Ryan Allsop as he kept us in the game. And just when I thought the game was beyond us, some good play from Daryl Horgan found Dominic Gape, and he laid the ball for Uche Ekpiazu to fire into the back of the net as he was called offside. Great. That's it. That's the FA Cup dream dead. Why couldn't we have the linesman from last episode where they couldn't give an offside decision to save their life? And unfortunately, Brighton managed to see out the game after that highlight, and we ended up losing by a goal to nil, which knocked us out of the FA Cup at the 5th round stage. Which, I mean, to be fair, I'm not really a cup-orientated manager. I do very badly in the cup, so I've done quite well this year. But now our FA Cup run is over, we can now focus our attention on the league for the rest of the season. It's gonna go horribly wrong, isn't it? It is gonna go horribly wrong. I mean, does anyone remember the last time I won a live com episode? Because I literally can't remember anymore. And before I leave as well, imagine getting knocked out of the FA Cup because you concede a goal like this. The Proudy effect is back, boys.
Score the goals, keep my eyes on the prize, my inspiration to celebrate life, to rock the nation. Gather round, get close to me. Here's the VIP to my private party.